to start this project, we want to create the branch that everything is hanging on. So I'm going to draw towards the top of my paper just a curved line almost to the other edge. And I'm going to make this just a little bit thicker so you can see it more. I've chosen a couple different greens to create some straight lines coming out of the branch to create my evergreen needles, and I'm going to make mine pretty full, so I'm going to add a lot of these straight lines coming out. This is where I'm going to start my ornament. So I'm going to draw a little hook with a lighter color that looks like it's hanging on my branch. Now I'm choosing a color for my ornament, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a small rectangle or a small square for the top of my ornament. Then I'm going to create the shape of my ornament. I think this one's going to be round, or maybe it's going to be long and skinny. But either way, I'm going to practice drawing it first, and then I can go in and make the shape of my ornament. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and draw all of my ornaments first. So again, I'm starting with that little hook. I'm going to draw the top of my ornament, and maybe this one's going to be a different shape. Now I'm ready to bring these ornaments to life. So I'm ready to add some shading and some highlights. So if the light is coming from the top left here, shining down, that side is all going to be lighter. Okay, that's my lightest value. Then on the opposite side, so that would be the bottom right, it's going to be a lot darker in that area. So I'm going to go ahead and start by adding that really light, barely pressing down with my crayon, and then as I get to that edge, the opposite edge, I'm pressing a little bit harder with my crayon, making that darker value. Remember, value is the lightness and darkness of a color. So where the light is hitting it is the light value, and then on the opposite side where you would see a shadow is my darker value. So I'm adding a little bit more pressure with my crayon to get that darker value on the opposite side. Here I'm going to blend it all together to make it look like a smooth gradient from the lightest to my darkest value. I can even start to mix some darker blues in that shadow right at the edge just to make it even darker. And where that highlight is, the light is hitting it, I'm going to add just a little bit of white just to give it a strong highlight, like the light is shining down on that spot of my ornament. I'm going to do the same thing on the other ornament. I am going in really light where that highlight is and the light hits it, and then on the opposite side I'm starting to add that darker value, the shadow, to make my ornament look like it has form. Keep going until you've added that value and that highlight and shadow to all three ornaments. If you have time at the end, you can always go back and add some snow.